We've seen a lot of videos about Teslas, but in my opinion these new components are not considered traps at all. Indeed, we look at them only as a new and funny way to create contents on YouTube, and so far I've never seen a single video talking about how to use them as a real trap on a base, like we are used to do with shotgun traps and automatic turrets, and we know that the difference between these is that the Tesla is the only one that requires a manual activation, and so it can't stay always active waiting for an enemy to burn up, or else it will lose HP. To use them, you need to create a specific circuit that depends also by the type of components you found while farming, and so not everything is possible, right? If we then consider the basic Rust player that only looks for PvP, we already know he will never spend a single minute on a circuit and will probably start complaining when during a raid he finds a base full of traps, stopping him to be successful, calling out its owners as role players. But electricity is just another side of Rust, or you know how to deal with it, or you'll be always 2 steps behind. That's why in today's video I will explain to you a new base building design, effective, easy to do, with a well-made tutorial, with Tesla sitting inside a base to counter raid when needed. I think it's important first to show you how this base works, and how it's organized, building and upkeep cost. It seems complicated, but it is a 3 symmetrical layout with 3 separated loot rooms that you can personalize in the way you prefer. Cupboard in the middle, well protected, and a combat floor in the top. The honeycomb made from stone is protected by Teslas hidden under the floor all around. It's not hard to place or repair them, don't worry. The same untouchable Teslas are protecting also the loot rooms. They will not be able to loot or join the base helping, so you defending it. About any other customization is up to you, such as foundation left free for the oil refinery or the shop fronts, the main entry for the base, or a few more Teslas placed also to the top to avoid raiders blowing from the roof. Even if they do so, they will fail because there are a lot of protective layers. The upkeep cost is quite low, less than 6 stone nodes, 5 of metal and 25 HQ every day, that you can easily farm while taking metal nodes or by recycling. The building cost and so resources needed to build it completely, considering all customization I did to the base, with all garage doors and windows placed, are about 28k stones, 14 metal and 95 HQ. If you think these are big numbers and that is a lot or too much, trust me if I say this is cheap. All this can be farmed by 2 people in one time for a total of 37 inventory slots. You are used to farm way more during a wipe for your base. Anyway, I'm talking about an endgame base, and so when fully upgraded. It's obvious that to start you can make everything out of stone and metal fragments, avoiding the combat floor and external honeycombs. Then you will upgrade the rest when you'll have enough resources. I will explain customization and any other building trick used after the tutorial, just because there may be a few of you that already know about. We are on my private server, and if you see a bunch of bases, don't worry, this will help me explaining you how to build step by step. Let's start by building the foundations, a triangle in the middle and 3 squares attached to it. This will be used for the cupboard and loot rooms. If you noticed, I've closed the cupboard room with armored walls, and on one side I've built a half wall. Later we will add a low wall to the top of it. With this system, and if the cupboard is locked with a code lock for example, raiders will have to destroy the armored walls and then the cupboard to take the loot. This because if destroyed, it will fall off the ground. If you think more friends will join the team, you can close it with 2 low walls, or even better, create a doorway for then in the future placing a workbench level 3, when everyone is authorized to both cupboard and door. But for now, wait before placing the low wall and cupboard, you'll see later why. Then build higher foundation and stairs. This last needed to add 1 more layer to the loot rooms and for the Tesla placement. If you are building this base while playing on a wipe, build half walls under and leave them in tweak. You will switch this into low walls later. You will notice there is a blue flasher light on every building. It's just to help you out having a landmark while following the tutorial. Now build more triangle foundations all around and in front of every foundation step. This last at the same height of the first we placed. Build also triangle floors around the core. To do so, use the half wall to build a triangle in the middle core. Then build 3 around and destroy the one in the middle. You can leave them in stone, probably better in metal, free to choose. Now you can place the cupboard, then lock it, and when everyone is authorized, close it with the low wall. Now add a layer to the core, in the top, and close all around with walls, but remember to leave the space for any customization, like I said before. So, the entry and all raffinery for example. Maybe put some doors in the meantime. This is the first step to create a honeycomb with Teslas. To build walls in front of the foundation steps, place first a half wall, then a normal wall, close them with the floor. Step 5. This is probably the only part that will be a bit complicated. We have to start closing the core and loot rooms. Choose an entry and build 3 door frames. I did this on the left of the cupboard because I wanted to protect it more with a wall. Plus, it's useful if someone tries to go deep through doors, since it will be far away and so separated from the rest. And right after closing the core, remove the half wall twig and now build the low wall instead. Remember that everything is symmetrical, so place 3 walls to separate the loot rooms, 2 more door frames, and 3 triangle floors. You will use this last to go up and down between rooms. Build then 2 half walls on the 2 triangle floors to separate a small triangle room you will need for electric components. To build the 3 triangle floors, you need first a half level somewhere. I suggest you building a twig support on the opposite side of the wall to do so. It's a similar system to the one we used at the beginning for the core. If you did it correctly, you can now close the top of it and verify that you can join all 3 loot rooms, cupboard, and also be sure you can go to the top of it climbing the triangle floors. Now close the external honeycomb and let's work on the top of the loot rooms. Choose up to 3 exits that we will use to enter a possible combat floor. I've built them right after the half floor in a symmetrical way. Anyway, be sure first to close the square the cupboard is facing to, with 2 walls, or you can use that space for electric components if you think it's okay, and so build a doorway or a door frame. Now close the top of the core and start building the combat floor. If you don't want to have it, simply place walls. Also, if you instead want to follow me on the tutorial, I recommend you placing at maximum 6 windows. It's useless to have more since it will be easier for enemies to see where you are and you won't have any cover during a fight or while positioning. Last but not less important step, close the top of the combat floor and add 1 more protective layer to the core. Again, above the combat floor and the stone layer in the top. You can do this once you have resources to spend. Now let's place Teslas and circuits. 3 are needed right under the stairs, in the top of the low walls. Three on the corners, right under the triangle floor we built to climb up to the top of the core. I'm going to show you 2 exploits for Teslas. The first one is probably the most known. Basically, if placed on the lower wall, the Tesla will work anyway, killing anyone above it, ignoring the floor. The second one I discovered while building the base is an exploit with a campfire allowing you to place the Tesla attached to the stones of it. Thanks to this, I managed to place the Teslas on corners. When doing so, be sure the Tesla is inside the wall enough to deal damage in all directions of the external honeycomb. Plus, you can later remove the campfire and the Tesla will not destroy itself. In addition, you can place more Teslas to protect also the top of the core. same as we did with stairs, this time right under the metal floor on low walls, after destroying the half ones. If it's something you want to do but you already built the half wall, don't worry, you can use a jackhammer to take it down easily from the soft side of it. You can reach the jackhammer while standing near a workbench. To connect the Teslas and using them at full power, here's the circuit. In this case we have 6 Teslas, so you will need 2 circuits. You can use a switch instead of the receiver if you don't have it. For more info about electricity and about this circuit, you may find useful to watch the first one I uploaded on this channel. It will appear on the end screen after this video. As source power, the best is a windmill and 1 or 2 solar panels connected. If you don't have all components, wait at least to find a splitter or a branch and connect the Teslas to a generator that you can buy at the outpost. Remember to hide all electric components in the loot rooms under the triangle floor, or you can hide everything in the room I told you to close in the top. Talking about the entry, this specific one has stairs and low walls that allow you to shoot and see who's outside, or if someone is door camping. Little tip in case you want a double low wall layer, like the one for the cupboard. Also, don't worry if you don't have garage doors, place normal double doors. If you think the upkeep is low, and so if you have resources, you can reinforce in HQ the loot rooms and add more external stone layers, upgrading the stone one in metal. When doing so, upgrade only those that really needs to be upgraded, and so those enemies can break to pass through once destroyed. Also, will help lowering the metal needed for the upkeep. That's it, the base is now ready to be used and to help you defending your loot. Since I don't have lots of subscribers, you can freely give it a try. I doubt someone will recognize this base. Leave a like and share with your friends. I ask all your support, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!